Good afternoon and welcome to NWCR's News as it should be. Now, we just had President Trump acquitted of all charges. And like I said, the Democrats are working hard to reinstall all of these things that President Trump was just acquitted of. Now, during a press conference on Thursday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat of California, stated that President Trump engaged in an abuse of power by engaging in political interference in the sentencing of his associate Roger Stone, and that the matter should be investigated. Pelosi said, "We also saw the president this week demonstrate once again that he does have no respect and has no respect for the rule of law." Now, here the rule of law really has been totally disregarded by the likes of Nancy Pelosi and the people who follow her. But here is what is going on here. As we get farther and farther into this investigation of Roger Stone, the thing that we're going to start finding out here is that everything that they're saying is going to be debunked. Everything that they're saying is going to be pushed to the side because it's not true. They're going to be finding out things that supposedly are true, and the media and everyone is pushing that right now as the absolute truth, and another reason why we have to get rid of President Trump and why he cannot be in office. The impeachment has not ended, folks. And that is what is going on now. They are coming up with a new story. And as soon as, like I said before, they have people sitting in a back room making up stuff as they go. And when the story that they're working on, which was the impeachment, gets debunked and thrown out, they're going to come out with another one. Well, here is the other one, Roger Stone. And as long as we keep thinking about what is going on, when this story gets debunked, as it will, and as it seems to be going right now, it's being debunked by almost everyone who's talking about it, other than those who are on the left, of course. But they're going to push this on the left until they can't push it anymore. Then they're going to move on to the next story. And there will be a next story, folks. Mark my words, there will be a next story. And if we don't stop listening to what they are saying, this will all go away. But the problem lies in the fact that we keep listening, we keep watching, we keep seeing. And the media thinks that they have their perfect chance to go after Trump in another way. And that's what they're doing right now. And when the story becomes moot, when the story becomes something that doesn't matter anymore because it isn't true, they'll fall silent. There'll be no apologies to anyone. There'll be no apologies for the careers that they have ruined. There will be no apologies to anyone who has been hurt by these lies. And they will continue on with the next one. And like I said before, there will be a next one. This whole idea that we have to continue listening to the Democrats, continue listening to Nancy Pelosi, continuing listening to Chuck Schumer and Maxine Waters and all of these idiots in Washington who have decided among themselves that they're smarter than the rest of us, that they're smarter than anyone around, and we need them. We need them to tell us exactly why we are wrong and why they are right. The problem here is they're not right. They never have been, at least in the last 10 years or so. And as long as they continue on the way that they are right now, they will not be. And that's just the way that this whole thing crumbles down here, folks. They're not right. The only ones who have been right lately is President Trump. And if it wasn't for the fact that he wasn't right, he would not have been acquitted of the impeachment. And because the Democrats just cannot get it through their heads that they're wrong on this one, they're pushing other stories. And if anything that can be damaging to President Trump shows up, even if it's just from a whistleblower who had no clue about what was going on, just heard it in a telephone conversation from another person who heard it in a telephone conversation to another person who heard it mentioned from clean across the room, we're going to keep hearing about stuff like this because the Democrats don't care about the truth. The only thing that they care about here is the fact that they're not in power anymore, and they need to be. And that is what they're going to continue to push until Trump is out of office. And the problem where this lies on this whole thing is if they get to continue to the point where Trump is now no longer in office, if the Democrats do not win the White House in the next election after 2020, because they ain't going to win 2020. That's just all there is to it. They're not going to win. And if everything goes the way it should, they'll lose a lot of seats and they will lose the majority in the House. That's the way it needs to be. But if they lose the majority in the House, mark my words, they will continue to act like they are in charge. That's what they did when Bush won. That's what they did when Bush won and they lost the Senate. Then they lost the House. They continued to try to make the American people think that they were still in charge. They weren't, but they were allowed to act that way. And because of that, when Obama became the person in the White House, that was their clue that, hey, we can even go farther now. And Obama let them, the House let them, the Senate let them. And because of that, we have what we have today, where the Democrats, who absolutely have no facts on their side, continue to push facts like they do. And they are not in charge of anything when it comes to truth. They are in charge of lies and distortions and bullcrap stuff that just continues to tear this nation down. And they don't care. They don't care one single little bit. They don't care that they're showing the world that they're idiots. They don't care that they're showing the world that they're only grasping at straws. They don't care. Just so long as they can push these straws, just so long as they can push this idea that Trump was not a good guy, that Trump broke laws. What the media should start doing is when they come out with a thing like Nancy Pelosi did the other day, what they need to do, instead of letting this whole thing go along, like when Nancy Pelosi said, we saw the president this week demonstrate once again that has had no respect for the rule of law. His assault on the rule of law is engaging political interference in the sentencing of his associate, Roger Stone. Somebody should stop and say, show us the proof. Show us the proof. And folks, what you're going to find out here is that the proof will be shown that they have no proof. And because nobody in the media will do this bull crap that they keep pushing on the American people at the American people's expense, might I add. We're paying for all of this crap. We're paying for all these investigations. We paid for the impeachment. We paid the millions of dollars for the impeachment. We paid the millions of dollars for the collusion with Russia. We paid the millions of dollars for the next one that came along the pike. And we're paying for the millions of dollars that's coming down the pike right now. And when this one is pushed aside and said, nope, there's no truth to that one, they will move on with the next, and we will pay for that one too, folks, if this is not ended. And this has to be stopped, folks, because we are bankrupting this country. We are bankrupting ourselves by allowing all this crap to continue. And as long as we allow this, we have nothing to say to anyone because we're allowing it. And the time that we stop allowing this to happen, that's when we will finally take the upper hand and finally tell the Democrats, cut this crap out. We're tired of paying for your bullshit. We're tired of paying for your idiocy. And if you don't stop it, you're going to be unelected in this next election and the next ones after that. That's the only thing that's going to teach these idiots like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and all these morons who have decided that if this doesn't work, we're going to pull in something else. We'll make something else up. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what's going to happen. And that's exactly what's coming if we don't stop it. And it's up to we, the people, to stop it. We're the ones in charge. We're the ones who are the bosses, not Nancy Pelosi, not Chuck Schumer, not Maxine Waters, not President Trump. And out of all those that I named, the only one that realizes that is President Trump. He's not in charge. He's just the president of the United States. He's there for us. Nancy Pelosi, she's there for herself. That's it. She's there for herself. And the money that she will get for pushing the things that are not true, for money that she will get for pushing everything that she's pushing. She's not having to pay for any of this, which in my show last Sunday, I said we need to push the fact that they need to pay us back for what they have done to this nation and for the amount of money that they have charged us to push this crap. We need to stop this. We need to tell them they better pay us back for what they have taken. Yeah, and they even took from the retirement funds, folks. They took from the retirement funds to fund the impeachment, which went nowhere because it wasn't true. But that really doesn't matter to them because nobody is forcing them to do what is right. And as long as nobody forces them to do what is right, they will continue down this road of bombastic crap that they have absolutely no clue about, and they're only doing it because they're not in power. And they think that since they won the House in that last election, that they can continue to gain power and maybe win the Senate this next time or win the White House, which won't happen. They have nobody worth crap running against Trump. They have people who are trying to tell us that America is not the way to go. Our Constitution needs to be gotten rid of, and we need to go socialist. The one thing we have to remember, folks, is with socialism, you eventually will run out of other people's money, then you have none. Because everything that all the money that the government is spending comes from us. And hopefully, eventually we'll start realizing that this is true and we'll put a stop to it because it is in our power to do so. It is in our power to stop the Pelosi's and the Schumers and the Waters and the Romneys of this world. They think they're in charge, but it's coming. It's coming soon when they're going to find out under no uncertain terms that the people are in charge and the people are going to dictate what they do. Hopefully it comes before they destroy us or bankrupt this whole country, because that's what they're after. And the other thing I wanted to talk about today, all these Muslims that are being elected into office. Now, I don't think that being a Muslim is really a bad thing, but if they follow the Quran, which all good Muslims must, they are only taking office in this country to take over. And that needs to stop too. There's Ilhan Omar's and Rashida Tlaib's and Keith Ellison's and this one down in Virginia that just won a mayorship. They need to be stopped because they are destroying this nation also. And that is their plan. That is what they want to do. Thank you for watching today's broadcast. We will be back next Thursday with the next one. God bless you all. God bless our troops. And as always, we will not be ruled. Have a good and safe week.